So you're thinking about making Lee Summit, Missouri your new home? Well, not so fast. It's essential to get a full picture before you pack your bags. So in this video, we're breaking down the top pros and cons of life in Lee Summit. I'm laying it all out. Everything you need to know to make an informed decision. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Kyle, and this is Moving to Kansas City. Every week, I bring you the latest on real estate, lifestyle, and developments taking place in the Kansas City area. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Click the little notification bell to stay in the know. My team and I are helping folks just like you buy, sell, relocate, and invest throughout KC. Whether you're buying your first home or looking to invest, we're here for you. So feel free to call, text, or email us anytime. Lee Summit is a popular suburb on the southeast side of the metro, and it's got a lot going for it, but it's not perfect, and there are a few things that might not be for everyone. So in this video, we're going to take a close look at living in Lee Summit, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. So whether you're thinking about moving or just curious about the area, let's dive into what it's really like to live here, and stick around to the very end of this video where I'm going to pop open the map and give you an in-depth overview of the layout of Lee Summit. Now, one of the biggest pros of Lee Summit is the dynamic growth and development that's currently taking place. The area is buzzing with projects that are transforming the community into an even more desirable place to live. Among these exciting developments is the massive $900 million Discovery Park project. Covering nearly 270 acres near I-470 and Douglas Street, Discovery Park is set to be a mixed-use haven. Imagine hotels, office space, apartments, and a unique riverwalk district, not to mention a 4-acre lake designed for kayaking and paddleboarding. The construction is in full swing, with phases continuing to roll out until 2031. But the growth does not stop there. Heading west on 470, there's another long-anticipated project coming to life, Paragon Star. This development features a multi-sports complex with 7 FIFA-sized soccer fields, luxury apartments, hotel space, and an entertainment district with an open-air plaza. It's also home to one of the largest outdoor screens in the Midwest, which will become a local hotspot for family-friendly movie nights. Whether you're cheering at a youth soccer game, enjoying a meal, or settling in for a movie, Paragon Star offers a little something for everyone. Then, we can't forget about the downtown Market Plaza. This vision includes a boutique hotel with retail space on the ground floor and a standalone restaurant building, making it a perfect spot for both locals and visitors to gather and enjoy what Lee Summit has to offer. These developments are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to why living in Lee Summit is so appealing. As these projects progress, they're set to enhance the community vibe, increase property values, and enrich the local lifestyle, making Lee Summit an even more attractive place to call home. Whether you're a sports fan or a nature lover, or just someone who appreciates a vibrant community, Lee Summit is establishing itself firmly on the map as a place to watch. Speaking of downtown Lee Summit, this is another huge pro and a major draw for people moving to the area. It stands out as one of the top in the metro as far as suburban downtowns are concerned, while also being listed on the National Register of Historic Places. This downtown has a unique vibe that mixes old world charm with modern amenities. It's home to over 60 locally owned shops and eateries, ranging from more upscale dining spots to relaxed, laid-back bars. No matter your taste, you'll find something to love here. But downtown Lee Summit is more than just a great place to go shopping or grab a meal. It's the heartbeat of the community. It's where people come together, whether at the 4th Friday Art Walk, the weekly farmers market, or doing yoga in the park. And the area really comes alive with the big annual events like Downtown Days and Oktoberfest, which are perfect for getting together with friends and family. And with the recent groundbreaking of the downtown Market Plaza, there's even more to look forward to on the horizon. So if you're thinking about making the move, downtown Lee Summit perfectly captures the essence of living in a vibrant, evolving community, while still holding on to its historical roots. A lot of times when people reach out asking about the different suburbs, they want to know about the differences between living on the Kansas side versus living on the Missouri side. And as far as suburbs go, Lee Summit is one of the largest on the Missouri side. I like to think of it as the Overland Park of Missouri. but with a more affordable cost of living. And that's a big pro for living in Lee Summit. Your money just goes a little bit further here, especially compared to Johnson County and Kansas. To put it in perspective, bestplaces.net scores Lee Summit at an 88.4 out of 100 on the cost of living scale, while Overland Park hits a 106.2. That means you're getting more for less on this side of the border. And where you'll really notice the savings is in the housing market. The median price per square foot in Lee Summit is around $171, while you'd be paying about $199 per square foot in Overland Park. That difference adds up, especially if you're buying a larger home. So if you're looking for a place where your dollar stretches further, Lee Summit should definitely be on your radar. It offers the perks of a big suburb, plenty of amenities and space, without the hefty price tag. Another pro of living in Lee Summit is that you've got plenty of entertainment options right in your own backyard. This means you hardly ever have to step out of town for fun. We've talked a bit about the downtown and the exciting new developments popping up there, but Lee Summit really stands out when it comes to outdoor recreation. If you're a fan of the water, you're in luck. Lee Summit is home to several lakes, including Longview, Blue Springs, and Lake Jacomo. Together, they total thousands of surface acres of water that are perfect for a day of boating, swimming, or fishing. Whether you're looking to relax on the water or catch some big fish, these lakes have got you covered. But that's not all. For those who love the great outdoors, the James A. Reed Wildlife Area offers more than 3,000 acres of conservation land dedicated to hiking, fishing, hunting, or just taking in the natural beauty. It's a fantastic spot for wildlife enthusiasts and outdoor adventurers alike. And as for you adrenaline junkies out there, Lee Summit has something special: the new K1 indoor go-kart racetrack. This isn't your average go-kart track. It's a custom-built, world-class entertainment venue with electric go-karts that zip around at speeds of up to 45 miles per hour. It's a thrilling place to spend your day. I took my oldest son there a couple of months ago, and it was an absolute blast. With all these options, from serene lakeside activities to heart-pounding indoor racing, Lee Summit offers a diverse range of entertainment that ensures there's always something exciting to do without having to venture far from home. Whether you're looking to relax, explore, or get an adrenaline rush, Lee Summit delivers. And lastly, we can't talk about the pros of living in Lee Summit without mentioning the schools. This suburb doesn't just have good schools, it's home to the 8th ranked district in the state of Missouri. With nearly 18,000 enrolled students from kindergarten to 12th grade, and a student-teacher ratio of 14:1, it's clear the district is doing something right. The educational system here includes 18 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 3 high schools, all of which are designed to support its growing popularity. It's obvious that a lot of thought and resources are invested to ensure that the community expands. The quality of education remains top-notch, and it's no secret that the quality of school districts is a huge factor when it comes to buying a home. Whether you're planning a family or looking to invest in a place with a strong educational infrastructure, Lee Summit checks all the boxes. This is one more reason why Lee Summit consistently ranks as one of the top choices for folks moving to the metro area. So let's shift to the cons of living in Lee Summit, but before we do, be sure to like this video and drop a comment down below about which part of Lee Summit you're eyeing for your move. Now, the first downside to living in Lee Summit is its size. This place is big, covering nearly 66 square miles. That means there's quite a bit of sprawl to contend with. Getting from one end of Lee Summit to the other, that'll usually take you about 25 to 30 minutes by car. This sprawl is something you'll really need to consider when it comes to everyday activities like shopping and dining. Although Lee Summit offers a wealth of options for eating out and stores to check out, they might not always be conveniently located. It's likely you'll have to drive a bit to get to your favorite restaurant or to run errands. Don't get me wrong, it's great to have so many choices within the suburb, but the reality is that you'll need to plan on a little extra travel time into your day. The sheer size of Lee Summit can make quick trips a bit more of an excursion, so it's something to keep in mind if you prefer having amenities right around the corner. Which brings us to con number 2, public transportation or lack thereof. There's literally none. While you might have a few spots where you can walk easily to a park or perhaps even score a house in the downtown Lee Summit area where there are more walkable areas, the plain truth is that living here, it generally means that you'll be dependent on a car. And this can be a bit of a hassle if you're used to more robust public transportation options or living in a more compact city where essentials and amenities are just a short walk away. So while Lee Summit has a lot going for it in terms of space and amenities, you'll definitely need to factor in car travel as a central part of your daily life here. This car reliance can be a significant shift, especially for those not accustomed to it or looking to minimize their driving time. Another downside of living in Lee Summit is its location. I mentioned earlier that you've got pretty much everything you need right in the suburb, which is great. But what if you want to head into downtown Kansas City or you have some travel plans? Well, because Lee Summit is situated on the southeast corner of the metro, it's quite a haul to get to other key areas. You're looking at about a 30-minute drive to get to downtown KC without traffic. And if you're heading to our shiny new airport on the northwest side of the metro, that's about a 45-minute to an hour drive. These travel times can really add up, especially if you find yourself needing to make these trips frequently. So if your lifestyle involves a lot of travel, or if you have a daily commute to downtown KC for work, then Lee Summit might not be the most convenient choice. It's perfect for folks who are planning to stick close to home for the most part, but for those who are always on the go, the location can be a bit of a challenge. Now, one con regarding all of the new development that's taking place in Lee Summit is, you guessed it, the construction and the traffic. All of this construction activity that's helping make the suburb a better place can also be a bit of a headache. With new projects popping up, we're seeing a lot of lane closures and detours, which can really extend your commute time, especially if you're already traveling from one end of Lee Summit to the other. And while it's exciting to see the suburb grow with new amenities and developments, these growing pains are definitely felt. The future looks bright, but living through the present construction phase means dealing with increased traffic and the occasional frustration that comes with it. So while we're all looking forward to the improvements these developments bring, it's worth considering that the road to get there, quite literally, might be a bit bumpy. And the final con of living in Lee Summit, it's the nightlife, or rather the lack of it. Lee Summit is pretty much your typical suburb when it comes to evening entertainment options. Most places wind down around 11 p.m., so if you're looking to keep the night going, you'll find yourself needing to head out of town to catch the action. This can be particularly inconvenient given the lack of public transportation options and the long commute times to downtown KC. If you're someone who loves a lively night scene, this might be a bit of a letdown. Heading out for a night on the town involves planning and possibly a lengthy drive. Definitely something to think about if nightlife is a big part of your lifestyle. The combination of early closing times locally and the trek required to get to more bustling areas can definitely feel like a drag. Okay, so now that we've been through the pros and cons, let's pop open the map and get a feel for the geography of Lee Summit. All right, so we got the map open here, and as you can see, this is the Kansas City metro area, and it's important to note these loops. So you have the 435 loop, which actually comes through here and loops all the way around. And as you can see, Lee Summit falls outside of that 435 loop, which means it's just gonna be further away from everything else within the metro. You have the Kansas City International Airport up here, and Lee Summit is all the way down here. So again, if you're somebody that travels quite a bit, that might count you out for Lee Summit. But as we zoom in here, you can see all the the lakes that we've talked about that are surrounding it. You have Lake Jacomo, you have Blue Springs Lake up here. Over here is where Longview Lake is located. And then there are several lakes that you can actually live on within Lee Summit as well, which is really nice. So you have Lakewood up here. You're gonna find some older homes. It's more of an established neighborhood. And then down here we have Raintree, where there is some more new construction taking place. Down there you have Lake Winnebago, which is its own municipality. There's actually a $12 million listing on the market right now down there. That's pretty wild. So you definitely have to check that out. But as we kind of zoom in here, you can start to see the way that you would commute in and out of Lee Summit. And this is one of the cons of living here, is you kind of have limited options. Obviously you can take 350 here through like Raytown down to 50 Highway, and that's going to run you out east towards like Lone Jack and some of those other more rural areas. And down here is where the downtown area is, which we'll get into in a minute. But the major highway and thoroughfare is going to be 470. So you're either going to take it west or you're going to take it north. And the way that that looks is, as we zoom out, if you take it north, this is going to take you to 70 Highway. So once you get to 70, you can take that in to downtown Kansas City, or you can take 470 west and shoot up to 71 Highway and take that right into downtown. So those are two ways that you can get into downtown. And if you want to get over to the Kansas side into Johnson County and Overland Park, you're going to take 470 to 435, and then you're across state line. Here's Overland Park, Leawood, and all those areas over there. Now, zooming in a little bit, this is the major shopping district kind of in Lee Summit. So you have your downtown area here. Over here we have Summit Crossing, where you have a lot of your retail shopping and restaurants and more chain restaurants and stuff like that. And then over on this side as well, you do have some more shopping entertainment options. You have a B&B Theaters up here, and K1, the go-karting track, is actually right up here on the west side of 470 heading north. But let's zoom in to the downtown area, because again, this is one of my favorite spots in all of Lee Summit. So as you get down here, you can see just really cute historic charm. This is the depot here, the rail depot. They've actually converted it into like the Chamber of Commerce, so that's a pretty cool little spot there. But all surrounding here as well, you're gonna have like more historic homes and, you know, some kind of like dense suburban neighborhoods where you can actually get into a little more of a walkable situation. You also have some apartments that are kind of going up here. So if apartment style living is something that you're looking into, you're going to have that option available to you down here in downtown Lee Summit. But as we get down here, you can start to see this is turning into more, you know, historic type neighborhoods. You have these, you know, craftsman style homes and bungalows. They're going to be smaller, but some have been added onto, and then they've also built some new homes down here as well. And then if you shoot down 291, you're going to find the Shamrock Hills Golf Club down here. You have the newer high school down here as well, and this is where a lot of the new construction is taking place. Again, you can find some new construction options around the Raintree Lake, but you have a lot of developments that are popping up around here throughout this southern part of Lee Summit. And then 150 Highway is another way you could shoot east and west if you want to get over to Greenwood, or if you want to go west over to 71 and shoot that all the way up into downtown Kansas City, you could do that as well. And as far as the new developments that are taking place that we discussed earlier on in the video, here is 470 and Douglas Street. Right here on the northwest side is where that Discovery Park is going in. And then if we were to shoot west on 470 over here, this is where the Paragon Star complex is. So, you know, this is a great spot. It's really starting to actually come to life. I was out there touring it when they just got the fields in, but they have some more of the complex and buildings that are being completed right now. So this is going to be another great addition to Lee Summit. So hopefully this video answered some, if not most, of your questions about life in Lee Summit. But what if you want to see some of the areas like downtown and some of the houses for sale? Well, then you're going to want to watch this next video here where I did a full vlog style video and tour of Lee Summit. See you on the next video.